What's up, guys? How's it going? It is Matt here. So my voice is a little bit scratchy at the moment. So, and for all the people that worry about the holes here, we got yourself a Wounded Warrior Project hat, which is a great organization. They helped me out along the way, and they're a great organization. For all the people that complain about the hole, instead of complaining about the hole, why don't you go and help these guys out? They could really use the help. But anyway, so I'm going to talk about a topic today. That I've covered this before in past videos. But I've learned a few more things along the way. I've learned a little bit of different mindsets along the way and stuff like that. And I wanted to bring that to the table today, and that is open carry versus concealed carry. Now, I'm saying this basically as an instructor. This past weekend, I had actually a fairly large class that I taught this weekend, and there are people that are just getting into shooting and stuff like that. You know, this is a very basic class, basic pistol and all that other stuff, just trying to get their permits for the state. And we started talking about the best ways to carry and different reasons behind it, the pros and the cons. And then, you know, me, I'm a dual instructor. I work with someone else, and she's all about open carry and presenting, showing the world that she has a gun. And whereas me, you guys know me, I have more of the gray man mentality, which is always carry concealed. Don't let people know that you have a gun. So they get both sides of the coin in the class, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about it today. So for the people that are new into shooting, or they just haven't decided they want to carry the gun and they're not sure if they want to go open or concealed. A lot of people will say, you know, the open carry version of it is, you know, we shouldn't have to carry concealed. That's a big mindset. We shouldn't have to carry concealed. You know, which is true to a point. We should, you know, according to the Second Amendment, we have rights, and we're all allowed to be carrying firearms. We should be allowed to carry firearms, and there shouldn't be any laws that restrict it. But at the same time, there's other people in the world too, and a lot of people in the world don't necessarily like guns, or they don't feel very comfortable around guns. Now, some people can argue about that and say, well, but if I carry open, then the people that, you know, aren't comfortable around guns are the bad guys, and, you know, just having a gun on me will prevent anything bad from happening to me. The other argument is because it's outside of my waistband, I can grab it quicker, and I can pull it quicker, and I can present it quicker. So that is the open carry side, the 100% the open carry side. Whereas the concealed carry side, which is this side that we're going to be talking about right here. So when it comes to concealed carry, basically it's like this. When you have a gun on your body, you have a gun on your body. No one else knows that you have a gun on your body, and you don't go up and you tell people. You don't tell people you have a gun on your body. What's the point? The entire point of carrying concealed, so people don't know. Our side of the argument is because we carry it concealed, then we are not the first target. We're not the first target. If a criminal comes in, regardless of what the laws are, criminals are going to create heinous and bad acts. If they see someone with a gun, that's the first person they're going to go after, whereas they see someone like me, or that's concealed, that isn't carrying a gun, they don't go after those people. So that is one of our sides of the actual arguments itself. Now, on top of that, you know, what I like about carrying concealed is a lot of people say if you carry it open, you can draw faster. You know, I'm going to disagree with you. I've been carrying concealed for a long time. I can draw pretty fast because I train. I do a lot of dry fire practice. I do a lot of training to actually be able to carry it, or to be able to draw it pretty quickly from concealment. Now, from my personal experience, what I've seen, there's a lot of people that I've been around. I carried open for a while, guys. Don't forget that I have carried open in the past. But I've noticed that there's a lot of people that carry open, they just don't put a lot of training into it. Now, I'm not saying that's everyone. I'm not saying that's everyone. But there's some people that just carry a gun because they can carry a gun, or because they want to carry a gun, and they don't necessarily train with it. And a lot of them, you can tell, because they have like Uncle Mike outside the waistband holsters and whatnot. And they're just basically exercising their Second Amendment right, their constitutional right to carry a gun. And there are some people that are kind of the extreme end of it that like to do that to, you know, specifically draw attention to themselves so they can have police intervention and school them on laws. So I'm not a big supporter of that. Class the other day is I was in the class, and they were looking around the instructors, and we were talking about it, and we got to the open and concealed part of it. And I was talking how I carry concealed, and then at that time I was showing them grip. I was actually showing them a grip, the proper grip, how to hold it. So I pulled out my pistols, had been cleared, actually have the students clear it too. It's just part of the training process, them learning how to do that stuff. They're like, man, well, I was wondering what you were carrying. I didn't realize you were carrying a gun, is what the student said in this gun class. Because I walked in, I was actually had my M&P on my hip. I had my M&P 40, and that was in my concealed, my Allen gear holster, was just on my hip. Now, most of the people in the class didn't realize I was carrying a gun. And I like the fact that people don't realize I'm carrying a gun. I feel more comfortable. I can go about my everyday life without eyes on me, without drawing attention to myself. Now, on that same note, even sometimes when you're carrying open or concealed, like I said, I've done both ends of it. Some people just don't actually realize that you're actually carrying a gun on you. They literally don't. You're like, what? How is that possible? It's true. There's a lot of people that just don't realize that you're carrying a gun on them, even if you're open or concealed. And the reasons behind that is because people nowadays are too busy with their heads in their phones, or the brains in their heads. They're not thinking about anything else going around them or anything like that. They honestly just don't care. And they don't pay attention to what's going on around them. How many videos have you seen of someone on their cell phone, they walk onto and fall onto a subway track, or walk into a pole, or step into wet cement, because they're sitting there so involved in their phone, so connected to the interweb, don't call it. They're so connected that they are putting themselves in dangerous situations without even knowing it, because they don't even realize where they are. If it wasn't for their GPS and their phone that they're probably staring at too, they probably would get lost. I mean, they honestly would. So even when you're carrying open or concealed, there's a lot of times that people just don't notice, because honestly, people just don't really care. A lot of people just don't really care. There's the far left and there's the far right. The far left hate guns, the far right love guns. Then there's everywhere in between, and most of the people that are in between is more like 80% of the population, or we'll say 60% of the population is in between. I don't know. You guys look at the statistics, but all the other people, they don't care one way or the other. They want you to do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. You have the laws. Fuck, screw it. I take your laws. So there's a lot of people that just honestly just don't care if you're carrying or not. And one of the biggest issues that when new concealed carriers, new people that actually concealed carry, is they're constantly thinking about their gun. Is my gun showing? Is my gun showing? When in truth, people just don't even notice it, because people are oblivious to what's going on around them. And the open carry people that are kind of nervous when they open carry at first, the same thing, because they have a gun available. Now they think everyone's going to see it, and they usually start getting comfortable because they start realizing that just not a whole lot of people pay attention and notice it. Now, with that same thing in mind, if you are going into a store and you have a bright neon color holster because you like the color of it, and you have a pistol on your side, then yes, okay, people are going to notice it. People are going to notice it. Whereas, doesn't care what color the holster is that you're carrying concealed. If you have garment over it, no one can see it, all right? And so it's always concealed. Doesn't matter what color the holster is either. So when you're open carrying, say if you go the same type of colors as your personal body, then people's eyes won't be drawn to it. They won't stand out. Now, I'm 6'1" and about 235 pounds, and I'm a big dude, and I kind of stand out a lot in public. So I just try to, dress like your average everyday civilian. You'll see my hats on, my tactical hats, and you'll see my faded, military hat. I love wearing that all the time, but it just looks like a faded hat to people that don't get close enough to see what it is. But even then, is saying that I'm military, but that doesn't necessarily mean say, hey, this guy's got a gun. It doesn't necessarily do that. Whereas the people that carry concealed, now this is another category of the concealed carriers. Some people that carry concealed dress all tactical, and they try to stand out, and they want to be cool, and they want everything they have is gun related on it, and stuff like that. And yes, people, just by looking at you, people will know that, oh, it's one of those crazy gun guys, is what they'll usually say. Now, like I said, there's two ends of this story, right? Like I said, I'm trying to cover two ends the best as I can. I'm more inside the waistband holster and concealed, so I'm trying not to put my bias in it. But when it comes down to it, guys, I think one of the most important things that you need to do as a gun owner, as a good citizen, as an American, is carry a gun. All right, carry a gun. Because if you carry a gun, you can defend your lives, of yourselves, your family. It's part of carrying a gun. If you want to carry it open or carry it concealed, go either way. If you're in a state where the only place you can actually carry it is open, then absolutely carry it open. If you're in a state where you have the option and you just choose to carry it open, carry it open. But you got to remember, is if you carry it open, attention will be drawn to you regardless of the situation. We were in a discussion, we were talking about it, and some of the students asked the other instructor, and they asked her, well, how many times have people seen, have you had an issue with that? She's like, well, there's a couple times, and this police officer did this, and police officer came, and this other time, and this other person noticed, and stuff like that. And then and she's probably going on for about 10 minutes about the different situations that went on. Let's say 5-10 minutes or whatever. And she was done, and I'm like, and then I just said, I'm like, but me as a concealed carrier, I'm like, I want you, what does it say? I said, I've been carrying concealed for about 11 years. And then I said, how many times do you guys think I've been noticed carrying a gun? And no one got quiet. And there's one military guy in the room, and he puts the hand up like that. I said, 0. I'm like, you're right, I haven't. And that's the reason I prefer carrying concealed. But you know, I'm not like bad talking either one. There's personal preferences. If you'd rather carry open, carry open. If you'd rather carry concealed, carry concealed. Just remember, when you carry it open, there's going to be more attention to you. Police can get called on you. There's going to be more nervous people that are around you, and there's going to have more issues or encounters, is what they like to call it. Whereas you carry it concealed, if you know how to carry it concealed, you have a good belt, good holster, and everything like that. Even if you don't, and you're just learning how to carry it concealed, most people aren't even going to notice you. And you know, you just go about your everyday life, and there's not going to be police encounters. There's not going to be anything like that unless you do something stupid like pull your gun. Another part of that is seldomly talked about, and I'm going to actually cover that really quick too, is basically plastering to the world on your vehicle that you have a gun. And what I mean by that is if you look at like my personal vehicles, you see like one tiny little sticker about Mad Pig Custom Cerakoting place, because they make good stuff, and it's just Mad Pig Custom Cerakote. You know, a lot of people don't even know what Cerakote is. But then you look at some of these people that are hardcore open carry, and their entire back of their vehicle is, you know, Glock, guns, Colt, Smith & Wesson, Second Amendment, constitutional right, you know, and it's plastered all over their vehicles. Now the question to you is, if this is a question to you guys, is if you want to do that, you know, absolutely, you know, state your opinion if you want to state your opinion. But if you have more of the gray man mentality, once again, you don't want to stand out. So here's the thing though, is if you're in a bad situation, all right, say, we'll just throw it out there, okay, you know, a hypothetical without rule law situation, if that happened, and you're looking for equipment, say if you're looking for a firearm and you're in a bad spot, you need to get home, you need to get safe. If you're in a parking lot filled with cars, just filled end to end with cars, are you going to go to the car that doesn't really have anything on it? Or are you going to go to the car that's plastered with gun, 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 gun. I love guns, 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 camouflage, gun, guns, guns. Which vehicle do you think you'll find the most guns in, and the most equipment in? You know, I just wanted to throw that one out there too when it comes to that. So that also kind of comes into play when it comes to open and concealed carry. There is two different methods to the, you know, two different methods to carrying a firearm. I would recommend, if you want to carry a gun, to carry it concealed. I would recommend that. But if you want to carry it open, absolutely go carry it open. It's your personal choice when it comes to the end of it. Now, whether you carry it open or concealed, one of the most important things is to train daily with dry fire practice. You have a good holster. Even it doesn't matter what kind of open or level 2, level 3 retention holster you have, or whatever it is that you have on it. You need to have a decent holster. All right? You have to have something that protects the trigger guard the same as inside the waistband. You have to have something that protects the trigger guard. So if you're going to carry open or concealed, have a good holster, have a good belt. Well, the belt helps support the weight of the pistol, and it's actually more comfortable on your body in general, especially if you carry like ammunition and stuff like that too. So, which, if you're carrying a semi-automatic, always says backup ammunition. Even with my revolver, I usually have a little bit of backup ammunition. So, but anyway, I'm just throwing it out there, guys. It's food for thought for the people out there that aren't sure which direction they want to go. Do you want to go the open carry method, where it's on your head, where people can see it on a daily basis, which will draw attention to you, it just will? Or would you rather carry concealed, and pretty much no one ever gets any attention to you? And if someone comes into, say, a gas station, you know, what would you rather have on you? Would you rather, if say a bad guy comes to the gas station, would you rather have a gun that's visible to the bad guy, or the one that's not? So the choice is up to you. You know, I gave the options. I told you different sides of it, so the choice is up to you. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, like, share, subscribe. Remember, guys, it's our responsibility to take care of each other and protect each other. Peace.